What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another video. We're going to look at loose, complete figures in this video, all vintage Star Wars figures. As you can see by this thumbnail, we've even got a 15-inch tall IG-88, one of the very tough ones to find from that 12-inch line, along with a few others. Some last 17s, a Max Rebo band. Somebody sold 5 complete loose Yak Face, all in a big lot. We've got to talk about that, as well as a Hollow Cheeks Tuscan Raider. Lots of really good stuff. Before I dig in any further, make sure to email me at actionfiguregrader@gmail.com if you have a collection to sell and you're looking to avoid eBay hassles. actionfiguregrader@gmail.com. I can put you in touch free of charge with some trusted buyers. I've had several subscribers reach out to me over the last few months, and everyone's been very, very happy with the sales prices, and the transactions have all gone very smoothly. So let's go ahead and dig right in. The first one we've got is a First 12 Han Solo, and obviously this has got a little bit of rub on the belt buckle, and that's a common area of defect, as well as on the shirt. Sometimes you'll get some specks, as you can see on this one, but overall pretty clean figure. Some minor specks to the face as well. Beautiful looking Han, First 12. That one sold for $130 free shipping. That one's a little higher than I was expecting, but you might be able to pick this up for closer to $65 to $70 on Facebook if you're patient. I picked up one last year and I paid, I think, under $60, and it graded 85 at CAS. Exact same figure, exact same COO. And this was a large head, just like the one I bought. So anyway, just a data point there. That seems a little high, just giving the minor condition issues on that one. Some other First 12 figures. We've got a Princess Leia Hong Kong, and this one sold in an auction for $90.99 plus $5 shipping. It looked to be in about 80 grade condition, maybe 75. Some minor specks on the chest there. Here was another Hong Kong First 12 Leia. This one also had some staining to the cape as well as to the arm and leg. So by no means perfect, yet this one also sold in an auction for big money, $105 and change, almost $106 plus $5 shipping. Obviously, high grade examples, AFA graded examples, can set you back $300 to $500 pretty easily. So 105 is probably about right, just given the condition issues. And will these loose figures start to drop in price a little bit now that AFA is no longer, at least temporarily, loose grading figures? We'll see. But this is a Hollow Cheeks Tuscan Raider. This seller, U137556, I know this seller. It's a Patreon supporter. I'm good friends with him. So if you see anything else get listed by this seller, you can be guaranteed that the items are 100% legit. And I wanted to bid on this one so bad. It looked to be beautiful. It was pretty much perfect condition for this Hollow Cheeks Tuscan Raider. Just couldn't pull it together in time. This is one I still want to add to my collection at some point soon. This one sold for $371 and change. You know, AFA 85s we've seen sell for as high as $800 plus. So this one I think was pretty appropriately sold in terms of the final sales price, just given that it's ungraded. But a beautiful Tuscan Hollow Cheeks. Beautiful example. Here was a blue Snaggletooth. This one obviously had quite a bit of wear to it, quite a bit of paint rub to the boots as well as to the belt buckle. But these are always pretty high demand. The torso on this one has not discolored like you often see even with graded examples. But obviously the paint wear to this one is pretty noticeable. But it did still sell for $500 plus $5 shipping, despite the obvious paint flaws to the boots and buckle. But just another data point there for those of you looking for that blue snags. Here was a 100% complete Death Star space station. Pretty cool looking box art on this one. It was obviously opened, but it was advertised as complete. The weapons were not still in the baggies, but pretty cool looking playset, and the price was $404 plus 20 on 27 bids plus $29 shipping, so about $430. Took home this Death Star space station along with the box, and 100% complete with accessories. Now we're going to dig into the 12-inch figures. This is the Jawa. Probably the easiest to find, other than maybe C-3PO and R2-D2, is the Jawa. He comes with a bandolier, a cloth cape, as well as that Jawa blaster. This one sold for $150 plus $10 shipping. Pretty good price for a pretty good-looking Jawa. That looked to be in great shape overall. But we've got a couple of rare ones here, and these are always tough to find 100% complete. This is the Boba Fett 12-inch figure. This one sold over in Canada for a $472 US plus about another $20 shipping. So pretty nice looking example of the Boba Fett. Not much in the way of scratches to the armor. It looks like it's complete with the weapon, the rocket firing, or the rocket to the backpack, as well as the Wookiee braids and the cape. But a beautiful example, really. These look great, loose graded by CAS. I don't know if they're still doing these or not. They may have stopped because it's a little bit of an intricate case that they used to do for them. But I have seen some graded examples. Charles over at 5 Idiots Talking Toys has graded a couple of these and has since sold them on. But beautiful example, $472 plus $20 shipping. And then probably the toughest one to find 100% complete is the 15-inch tall IG-88 from that same line. Usually it's missing some of the grenades for the bandolier. This one is 100% complete with both weapons. Beautiful condition. And the price reflected that. This sold over in Europe. This was in, the Netherlands. And it sold for 900 euros or about 955 US dollars plus another $50 shipping. So very expensive to find this IG-88. 100% complete. Again, this is the 15-inch tall version. Next up was a brown snake Yoda. This is kind of almost like a green snake Yoda, and it did have some obvious wear to the hands. But brown snake Yodas continue to command pretty good money. Lots of wear to the hands and the legs on that one. This one sold in an auction for $158. As a data point, there was an AFA 85 example that sold in the Rogue 5 Toys Facebook group for $350 shipped. So obviously this one was appropriately discounted given that it was ungraded but complete with obvious wear to the hands and the feet. Next up, Leia Bespin continues to be a very expensive one. This one sold for $80. Looked to be pretty great shape overall. A little bit of wear to the hands on that one, but the gold was in great shape. That's usually the first thing that gets rubbed off is the gold. There was a CAS 90 Plus example that sold for I want to say around $550. That sold in Rogue 5 as well. But beautiful example of the Leia Bespin. $80 free shipping on that one. Next up was that baggie. I think I had this one in my what to buy video. This is a heat sealed overstock looking baggie for R2-D2 sensor scope. This one was originally around $200. The seller dropped it to $175 and it sold very quickly thereafter. $175 free shipping for that R2-D2 sensor scope baggie. Next up was a loose complete Max Rebo band, and look how clean Max Rebo was. Super blue, even the limbs. Usually those discolor pretty easily, but the limbs were nice and blue. Again, 100% complete. Now, these weapons can often be reproduced, so repro weapons are very common for these. This one was listed as AFA ready. Azalon 21 was the seller. This is another seller you can trust. I've bought from this seller in the past. And this one sold in an auction for $268.75 free shipping. Given that loose, complete, graded examples, we just talked about one in a recent market update that was U85 that sold for big, big money. And this one was obviously ungraded, but still sold for about $270. I was a little surprised by the sale price of this one. This is the Bwing Pilot, advertised as near mint with the weapon, which is always tough to find. There was some wear to the silver chest paint applications as well as on the helmet, but it did come complete with the coin. That sold for $98.45. I mean, you can oftentimes find a mint on card Power of the Force Bwing Pilot for about this price, believe it or not. So I was a little surprised it sold that high, but $98.45 plus $4.50 shipping took that one home. That's the most common Power of the Force mint on card, and I mean, very regular. You can find those for $100 to $150. So to me, that one's a little bit of an overpay. No offense if you happen to be the one that bought that, but it just seems like that seems a little bit expensive given that mint on cards can sell for about that price. Let's dig into some other last 17 figures. This is the Imperial Gunner, 100% complete. It looked to be in awfully nice condition. The big areas that you got to watch out for are the emblems on the shoulders. The shoulder emblems on this one look pretty clean overall, as well as the silver belt buckle that can often get some wear. It was advertised as complete, non-repro. $375 free shipping took that one home. And you can see here where he very kindly shows the difference between the Imperial Gunner weapon as well as the A-Wing pilot weapon. They're very, very similar. So you got to make sure to check out Imperial Gunnery on on the web to make sure you got the correct one, because they are very, very close approximations of one another. Several different Amanaman sold. This one sold for $300 free shipping. This one was advertised as a minty Amanaman. This one sold for $340 free shipping. And then finally, this one sold for $350. So $330 to $350 seems to be about the going rate for a near mint to near mint plus condition Amanaman last 17. A couple of good data points for you on that one. This is the big one, though. I found this after the fact, after it already sold, but I thought it was an interesting sale. It was 5 Yak Faces, all complete with the original staffs, and the sales price was 1,900 pounds, which is about 2,300 US dollars. We just talked about an AFA 85 example that sold for $900. So $2,300 got you 5 complete Yak Faces. Why you would want 5, I don't know. But if you do, this is not a bad way to do it, because that works out to about let's call it a little under $450 or so, $475 a piece. That's not a bad price. The big thing on Yak Face is the torso can get discolored with kind of a yellowish tint, as you can see on that one. Some of these were in better shape than others, but pretty interesting sale. 1,900 pounds, or about 2,300 US dollars, took home 5 different complete Yak Faces. Next up, we've got Jabba the Hutt's Dungeon, but this one included the more rare last 17 figures. You could find this Jabba's Dungeon complete with two different sets of baggies, and this one is the last 17 version with Amanaman, Barada, and EV-99. This sold in an auction for $585 and change, plus $20 shipping, so about $600. And really, what you're paying for there are the last 17 figures. Those 3 figures are very, very pricey, especially the EV-99. So $586 plus $20 shipping took that home. And then finally, I've got an ATAT Walker, 100% complete. It was advertised as working, so the electronics were working, and it included 2 original chin guns, which are most often missing, and they're often commonly reproduced, believe it or not. So be careful on that. But this one also included the catalog as well as the instruction sheet, and it sold for $400 free shipping. I can guarantee the shipping on this one was very, very pricey, but $400 took that one home. So anyway, just some very interesting sales prices for loose, complete, ungraded figures, as well as this ATAT Walker and Jabba's Dungeon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.